Okay, so the case of Supastarrio, this guy that, has had a couple accusations of he may be hacking or he may be just very, very laggy. Now, personally, I'm not going to be like, yo, he is 100% hacking because, of course, there's no way to prove that unless we actually see his gameplay, which he does not show at all. But one thing that's really caught my eye is that this one clip in a tournament match, and it's very, very peculiar because it's like, I mean, first of all, let's just note out his build. It's tenacity, a bunch of special saver, swim speed, and ink resistance. There's no damage on this cherry, like, not at all. It's just a regular cherry H3, and it's just all it is, Some people can do it well, some people can do some great things with it. But the one thing that's very, very peculiar about this specific clip is how his fall-off damage instantly kills somebody with no damage inflicted onto them, and you can clearly see that the shots are fall-off. Which doesn't make any sense, because I've tested this in the test arena, I've tested this in the actual place itself, and in the test arena, you can only get like 60 to 80% damage done with fall-off damage with no damage at all. Now, I wanted to recreate the scenario of this specific clip I'm talking about. Now, all the conditions are the same, the placement of where Supastarrio was standing and where the person who got killed was standing. I'm not wearing any damage at all, and I'm standing still in this example. I also managed to hit all 3 shots onto the opponent. In the second example, we have the player shooting me, but except they are jumping. Again, this player that shot me has no damage up. Now, killing someone in this position can only be possible if Supastarrio was wearing damage up, if the player had taken damage beforehand, like this clip shows, and also if all the shots were direct, which in this case is actually impossible because firing at an arc like that would turn all the pellets into fall-off damage, which would mean that they would have to decrease in damage because they are falling down instead of hitting somebody directly. It could have killed someone if Supastarrio was wearing damage up, but in the video he's not wearing any damage up at all. The player that he was firing at as well didn't even take any damage beforehand. Personally, I've been playing the Cherry H3 long enough to know how the damage is supposed to work with it, especially with damage fall-off, because honestly, damage fall-off is usually present when you are wearing a bunch of damage up, or at least 3 mains of damage up. It is really strange because when slowed down, he does die to the first hit. And I'm just saying, if this kill was possible, you would have seen this player right next to the edge, where all the direct hits can be actually possible. But with this clip, you can definitely see that this player is not even anywhere near to the edge of this ledge over here. And if this is the case, then shooting with the cherry, there has to be some sort of damage fall-off hit, which damage would have been decreased if this player was hit by the pellets. I mean, just in my opinion, I don't feel that is possible. There's something very sketchy about that. I mean, I've seen a bunch of other clips which does show the exact same thing. I mean, another one on a bluefin match where one of my teammates instantly dies on the second hit that was fired. Because you can see, clearly, the first shot doesn't even go into the direction of where my teammate was actually at. It's a little bit harder to call on this one, considering my teammate is close to the edge, but even then it's hard to call because he dies in the second shot impacting into him. We don't know about that third shot, but if he was, it wouldn't make sense anyway, because he shouldn't have died to it if the third shot was impacted. Plus, Supastarrio has no damage up present, so it wouldn't be 49.9% of damage inflicted. So using the argument of he took damage when there's ink on the floor wouldn't be relevant because that damage wouldn't even do enough to kill him. Personally, I do think there is something somewhat sketchy about this, so I don't know. Just let me know what you think. It's just please do not be biased about your opinion, but just because you may be his friend or you just know him or something like that. You can say the same about me, just saying, oh, just because dude is Sendel's teammate, he's just going to agree with him anyway. But like, that's not the case, no. I personally saw something in those clips which doesn't seem right when using the Cherry H3. And I just wanted to give out my thoughts about that because I think there's something really sketchy about it. Tell me what you think with a clear mind. Make sure that you take a look at all the clips that Sendel's document, and yeah, that's pretty much all I gotta say.